Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Teddi Mellencamp reveals reason she had to dump new boyfriend. It turns out that the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Teddi Mellencamp is single once again. She is dealing with stage 4 brain cancer right now and was in a new relationship. Now, she has decided to end things with her new boyfriend already. Just last month, Teddi was spotted with boyfriend Richie Arie and they looked really cozy. It turns out that it is already over, though. That is because Teddi herself decided to call it quits on this relationship. She opened up about it on her Diamonds in the Rough podcast. The crazy thing is the relationship was already over before the press even knew who she was dating. For some reason, she waited to reveal it's over, though. It wasn't that the guy Teddi was dating was a bad guy, but instead, things got too serious too fast for her. She is dealing with a lot with her stage 4 brain cancer and so it just sounds like it wasn't good timing. Here is what Teddi Mellencamp shared about it. Right now, it started getting to the point where it's starting to get a little bit more serious. I was like, I don't have the capacity for this right now. He's a really nice guy, couldn't he be a nicer guy? I don't feel my best. So, when I have downtime, I want to rest. It's not even, like, about a need right now, and I think that's the crazy thing about this. Teddi went through a split from her marriage less than a year ago, and things are really changing for her right now. It would make sense that being in a relationship isn't her top priority right now. She did share that he was a nice guy, but things just didn't work out. You never know if they could end up rekindling things in the future at some point. Back in June, Teddi shared saying, I've had to make it clear to people I've dated that this is where I am. This is what I've got. If it's enough for you, great. If it's not enough, I won't be upset. I mean, yes, my feelings will probably be hurting, but this is all I got to give. And if that's enough, great. Are you surprised to hear that Teddi Mellencamp is single once again? Do you think that she made the right choice? Sound off in the comments below. Don't miss the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills when it returns to Bravo with new episodes. It was supposed to be her first uncomplicated romance in years. A chance to breathe. To laugh again. To explore life without headlines checking her emotional pulse. But Teddi Mellencamp, former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star and accountability coach, has never been the kind of woman who coasts. She is honest to the point of discomfort, thoughtful to the point of trouble, and when her heart begins whispering warnings, she listens. Now, she is finally sharing why her promising new relationship came to an abrupt end. It wasn't betrayal. It wasn't scandal. It wasn't even a loss of interest. The truth, she says, is more difficult than any of that. You can love someone and still have to let them go. A new chapter, or so it seemed. For months, Teddi's followers speculated softly at first about the mystery man who appeared in the edges of her life. A blurred shoulder in an Instagram story. An offhand comment about trying new things. A single photo of her hand intertwined with another posted and deleted in less than 10 minutes. It took little time for the rumor mills to churn. After all, fans had watched her marriages unfold on screen. Her dynamic as a mother, her friendships, her heartbreaks. The idea that Teddi was dating again fascinated people, not because they believed she needed a partner, but because her vulnerability made the experience relatable. She was stepping back into the same unpredictable emotional wilderness that so many endure. I thought I was ready, she admits. I thought I'd finally hit a place where I could let someone in without overthinking every inch of the relationship. The man whose name she has chosen not to reveal was charming, brilliant, and by all accounts deeply smitten. There were late-night conversations, mornings that began with coffee and quiet laughter, spontaneous trips to places neither of them had visited. There was joy. Ease. A spark that seemed to glow not with fireworks, but with the warm steadiness of a candle. For the first time in a long time, Teddi felt wanted without expectation. It was a revelation that caught her off guard. But life, as always, had other plans. The things she couldn't ignore. Even in the happiest moments, a thought sat beneath the surface, soft at first, then louder. I kept thinking about my health, she says. About what I was facing. About whether I was bringing someone into a storm they didn't know how to navigate. Her ongoing battle with melanoma has shaped much of her recent life. The checkups, the procedures, the uncertainty. The mix of hope and fear that clings to the body even on good days. She has spoken about it openly, using her platform to raise awareness, encouraging others to get checked, to pay attention, to advocate for themselves. Navigating cancer isn't just a physical journey. It's emotional, psychological, relational. And somewhere along the way, Teddi realized that as much as her new partner cared, he did not fully understand what it meant to share that path. Not his fault, not a flaw, simply a truth. We were at dinner one night, she recalls, and he made a comment, something innocent, about planning a trip 6 months out. And I froze. Not because I didn't want to go, but because I immediately thought, what if I'm in treatment then? He didn't say anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. But the moment opened a door inside her, a place where she couldn't ignore the truth she'd been avoiding. He looked at life in long stretches of highway. And I was suddenly seeing mine road by road, appointment by appointment, scan by scan. She felt they were standing on the same sidewalk but facing different directions. The distance wasn't yet wide, but it was widening. When love is not enough. Many people assume breakups stem from conflict. But sometimes, the most painful endings are born from compassion. Teddi describes her decision as both heartbreaking and necessary. You don't want to become someone's burden, she says. You don't want them to feel obligated to stay. And I could see him trying so hard to understand something that he couldn't no matter how much he cared. She didn't want pity. She didn't want a caretaker. She wanted a partner who naturally existed in the same emotional landscape. Her new boyfriend, sweet as he was, belonged to a world where the future still felt wide open, where time wasn't measured in medical scans. I realized he deserved someone who could meet him there. And I deserved someone who didn't make me feel guilty for where I emotionally lived. The conversation was quiet, honest, and difficult. He asked if she was sure if maybe they could try, learn together, grow. But the more he spoke, the more Teddi understood the kindness of letting him go before grief attached itself. I didn't want him to look back and feel like he signed up for something he wasn't prepared for, she explains. And I didn't want to look back and resent him for not knowing how to comfort me through something he'd never experienced. It wasn't a dramatic end. No plates thrown. No angry texts. Just two people sitting across from each other, acknowledging that timing can be more powerful than connection. The aftermath. In the weeks following the breakup, the silence was both a relief and an ache. She missed him. Not every second. Not overwhelmingly. Just enough to remind her that love had been real, if brief. There were days I woke up and thought I made a mistake, she admits. Days where the loneliness settled in like sand in the cracks of a floor. But then I'd go to a doctor's appointment, or get a new test result, and realize this is my reality. And anyone who stands beside me needs to be prepared for that chapter, not just the fun parts. Her children were her anchor. Her work grounded her. Her honesty, sometimes her worst enemy, became her greatest strength. The relationship didn't end because of fear, it ended because of love. Love for him. Love for herself. Love for the truth. A woman still rising. This is not a story of failure. It is a story of courage. To choose yourself in the middle of uncertainty. To step away from something beautiful rather than force it into a shape that would eventually break. Today, Teddi says she is not rushing back into dating. She is learning to be present with her reality, not defined by illness, but shaped by it. She is focusing on her health, her family, her purpose. She is building a life where vulnerability is not a weakness, but a compass. I still believe in love, she says. I still believe in partnership, but I also believe that the right person will meet me where I am, not where they wish I could be. Until then, she walks forward with both fear and bravery, knowing the two often live side by side. Because if there's one thing Teddi Mellencamp has proved time and again, it's this: she does not run from the hard things. She faces them with honesty, heartbreak, and a resilience that refuses to dim. And somewhere, the next chapter is waiting.